I'm Michael Shofskol, and the poem is Ascent after Starlings 2 by Tuck-Macalla. Ascent, ascending into murmuration, starlings metamorphose into one, as if an ancient giant seeks to escape Earth's embrace. The synchronized flight spawns shapes both beautiful and bizarre, chiaroscuro defined, blue-black bodies against winter light. Left behind in snow, a chaos of bird prints might be an ancient alphabet, letters of a poem that murmur or sometimes soar on their own. Thank you.
Koruchun by Lynne Dufenetz. Saying that right? Is the artist? So this one caught my eye for probably one main reason, and has to do with the title. So the title is Koruchun, and there's a little description here of what it is. And it says, Koruchun is a pre-Christian Slavic holiday celebrated around the winter solstice. Bonfires were lit in cemeteries to chase away evil spirits. And that's what you see here. You see this bonfire. It's lit in winter, obviously. There's these crosses here on the ground, and it looks like a church in the background. So this one caught my eye for, again, one main reason. It was this kind of Slavic pagan, I guess, influence, or pre-Christian. I'm Serbian, and our Christmas celebrations are very much, there's a lot of the old Slavic kind of pre-Christian practices and beliefs that are a central part of the Christian holiday, which has always been fascinating to me. It's supposed to be about the birth of Christ, but there's all this like kind of pagan elementary there. So this inspired me to write a piece, and if you'll forgive me, there's some Serbian in here too, but it's also translated as well. So I call this one Badnjak and Koruchun meet, right? So Koruchun is like the fire element, and the Badnjak in Serbian is literally the oak Yule log or tree that gets brought in, cut down, and lit on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending. Some people do it differently. So this is Badnjak and Koruchun meet with a little bit of a chorus intro here. Oj Badnjače, Badnjače, ti naš stari rođače, dobro si nam došao I u kuću ušao. Oh Badnjak, Badnjak, you, our old relative, we welcome you as you enter our home. My father respectfully removes his Russian-style winter cap, makes the sign of the cross, and takes the small wood-handled axe to the young oak tree, one of the hardy ones, in the middle of the windswept forest. A few brown leaves stubbornly clinging to its brown branches. We take the felled young oak home, place it just outside, prepare for its grand entrance this evening. Like our distant ancestors, we shower it with salutations and prayers, grains of wheat, wine, and honey. This living person, this young oaken God, is among us. And soon will be the sacrificial kindling, the Yule log for the Christmas Eve fire, as we take turns striking the burning Yule log with a poker. Koliko varnica, toliko srećica. How many sparks, that many small happinesses.
Silly snowflakes. Two silly snowflakes falling from high ask themselves, what purpose am I? I'm born and I live, I land and I die. Just one of 1,000, please tell me why. Both of the snowflakes fell softly to earth, crystallized water, what could they be worth? All of a sudden, from somewhere nearby, a thumping was heard and then a small cry. Gotcha, he said, and then ran for cover, chased by a snowball, thrown by another. A shadow appeared, first shorter then longer. A fortress was rising, the bigger the stronger. You take the south wall, one snowflake heard. I'll take the north, their safety assured. Just then they both heard a loud noisy plop, some flailing of arms and legs, then it stopped. A cute little girl rose soft as could be and left a small angel for heaven to see. What's this, said one snowflake, flipped on its side, as a boy in the sled went out for a ride. And following quickly with poles firm in hand, the kid and his skis went traversing the land. Then suddenly, each began turning round, going in circles, first up and then down. And all they could catch was what some girl said, was you make the body, I'll make the head. Snowmen and angels and fortresses strong, the first snowflake saw where he had been wrong. Snowballs and sleds and saucers and skis, I do have a purpose, the second one sees. I'm born and I live, I land and I die, to be there for others, I think that is why.
Wow. In the hush of the summer, I shiver toward the lair as my pulse trips and stumbles through tunnels of gloom, while the air tastes of warning and echoes of doom, and my breath turns to whispers of naked despair. With its eyes like a furnace that's scalding with fire, it advances so slow with a heart made of stone. Every step of its claw rattles deep to my bone. I feel small as its shadow crawls up to conspire. When it opens its jaw with a thunderous roar, all the stars seem to fade from the vault of the night, and my memories flee from the suddenly bright. I am frozen and shaking with dread to the core. With a grin carved of hunger, it beckons to vice as its bulk drags the floor in a slow, creeping crawl, every scrape of its talons predicting a maul, and my courage runs thin as a razor of ice. Yet I draw from the terror a will still to stand, for fury reflects like a pitiless flame, calling out all my doubts, every secret by name, and I face the abyss to assert my command, calling out all my doubts, every secret by name, and I face the abyss to assert my command.
A musical piece based on this work. Right here.
Hey everyone, my name is Arleigh Savage. I am a professional bassoon player. I live on Hood, so just a block away, and have just been involved in the gallery. Just love what Sarah's doing here, that she's bringing the art so close to home. And when I saw that she was doing an Ekphrastic event, I've always been curious to do a musical response to another art form, so this is kind of my first take at it. I mostly perform in orchestras, but my most recent project was with a cellist, and we wrote a lot of original music, and we used looping pedals to be able to essentially get the sound of a full band just with two players. So you'll see I have that technology with me today, and I'll be like looping some layers and doing some kind of melodic improvisation in response to this piece, Lwyd. How do I describe this? Well, I'm a Scorpio, so I have a very deep, sometimes dark internal world, and I've always loved winter, and the color palette that I saw in that painting there, I just fell in love with it. I also fell in love with the juxtaposition between the skull, representing, death and something maybe a little frightening, and then this beautiful flower crown on top. So marrying those dualities. So I think that's enough talking. I'm just gonna get set up here.
Death and I dance. In that evil hour, we tell each other stories. We have nothing. A little bread, a little rice. We sit atop a raven's nest that neither of us built. A statue of two figures holding up the moon with all of the patience of stone. Guess the focus was more on. It's been a week but it feels like forever. And of course, this is more of a story than a poem. When I answer the phone, it's her. Do you want to get a cup of coffee or something? Of course I do. When and where? Tomorrow. Then she picks a place nearby. I know the one. I have a few bucks, so it's all good. What time? 3 p.m., she states. Perhaps a strange time, but it's not the weekend, and I am sure that she works. I arrive early and ask for a small cup of house dark roast. When she walks through the door, she is wearing a pair of dark shorts, a shirt like silk, and her perfume smells like vanilla. She orders a cappuccino and a packet of brown sugar. The next 2 hours move quickly. We talk about nature, art, her love of cats. Then it's 5 o'clock and she has to go. I walk with her to the car. A quick hug and she was gone. I confess she never had wings. I hoped the sun would always shine. I hoped the birds would always sing. I hoped for quick smiles and easy kisses. I hoped for a world of stained glass, Valentine gifts, and dark crystal. I suppose it's love. This story about a girl. This girl whose face I still see. A girl that I found in the shadow of a wing. Elusive as ever. Elusive as a puff of smoke. She would never call, and we would never meet again. Thank you all for listening. Happy holidays.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. There's no Balkan in this one, so I'm not gonna sing or anything. No foreign ones. How many full moons have passed, he wonders, since they walked home together in the snow-blanketed moonlit night, her warm hand pressed into his, time unfurling before them like smoke from a chimney on a windless, moonless night. It was January, a night like tonight, and they were, neither of them, alone. They paired well together, finished each other's bites, a coil of spaghetti, a forkful of tiramisu, while the winds of winter swirled outside under orange street lamp glow. But that was long ago, and she may be out there somewhere or just down the street. He's lost the right to know, to ask about her or the they that were once. Now the house is empty, dark, and cold, and there is now to tend to. Raccoons on the stoop, a hungry animal in the bushes, lacking for something, for love, for the warmth of an animal touch.
This is called the Ranthambhore ambush. And I looked at this up, and Ranthambhore is actually a castle in India that was built in like 1000 AD. There's a picture of it here, you can pass it around, just so you have an idea of what this was about. And yeah, sure. This is short. Ranthambhore Fort in 1000 AD, laid during Indians, Chauhan dynasty, with palaces, temples, stone pathways, courtyards, the langurs on battlements, its history guards. The place where the Bengal tiger abounds was the Maharaja of Jaipur's hunting ground. But those once hunted in this forest expanse no longer need take a backward glance. Now freely the tiger could go on his way, looking towards his evening prey. Its prey never knowing when death's looking down from the sky on a knoll or high above ground. His prey by a brookside drinks without fear, tiger's eyes piercing, looking down on his deer. The predator-prey encounter could be any moment in time in our history.